All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-through. For a little 2-6 action, we're going off the script here. We are not going to follow along with your little your guided notes that are in your book. I just want to get you to the point, the most important part of the lesson, because this is a really important lesson. So, we're going to do an example, and then we're going to go over the answer to the example, and then we'll see if we can come up with a rule. So, what is x cubed times x to the 6th? Well, the answer is x to the 9th. So, what's the rule? When x to the n times x to the m, when you're multiplying two numbers with the same base, you add the exponent. Why? Well, what's x cubed? It's x times x times x. And what's x to the 6th? It's x times itself 6 times. So how many times do we do it total? We just add. Alright. How about what is x cubed y to the 6th? The answer is x cubed y to the 6th. There's nothing we can do to that. Okay, so you can only add the exponents if the bases line up. Okay, next example. How about n to the 10th divided by n to the 8th? Well, maybe you already know this, but let's just write it out. We got 10 n's multiplying by themselves on top. You have 8 n's on the bottom. What's n divided by n? It's 1. So there's a 1, and there's a 1, and there's a 1, and there's a 1. And how many do we have left? The answer is n squared. So what's a rule? If you have x to the b divided by x to the a, the answer is x to the b minus a. Okay, well that leads me to my next little example. What is x to the 5th over x to the 6th? Well, this has two different answers. If you go by the last rule, it's x to the negative 1st. But if you just do simplification, you got 5 x's on top, you have 6 x's on bottom. That's gone, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. What's 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1? It's 1. So you also could call the answer to this question 1 divided by x. Well, great. Now we know that x to the negative 1st is the same thing as 1 over x to the 1st. Okay, these are synonymous, they're the same thing. So what is our rule? X to the negative a, and you know this isn't going to come out right because it's ViewSonic. X to the negative a is the same thing as 1 over x to the a. These are the same thing. Alright. You know I don't even like rules, but in this particular section they're important. Alright, so here's another one. What's x to the 5th divided by x to the 5th? Well, anything divided by itself in math is what? Don't tell me 0. It's 1. However, the subtraction rule says that's x to the 5 minus 5. When we divide things with the same bases, we subtract the exponents, and that is equal to x to the 0. Huh. There's our next rule. Why is x to the 0 equal to 1? Because if it wasn't, then our subtraction rule would not work anymore. And we need all of our rules to work together. That's what a system does. It's a bunch of rules that function so that the system can work. So now we know another rule. X to the 0 is equal to 1. Alright, let's see. How many more do we... I think I have one more left. What is X, let's say, to the 6th squared? Well, a lot of people think it's X to the 8th. What is X to the 6th squared? It's literally X to the 6th times X to the 6th. Aha. Well, when we multiply things with the same base, what do you get with that? That's X to the 12th. X to the 12th. So, what have we learned from that? So there's our answer. X to the 6th squared equals X to the 12th. So what is our rule? When we have X to the A power, and we take all of that to the B power, the result is X to the A times B power. So we're going to wind up the video here with just all of the rules in one spot so you can copy these into your Rocket books or your notebooks. X to the A times X to the B equals X to the A plus B. When we multiply two things with the same base, we can add the exponents. X to the A over X to the B is X to the A minus B. X, X, so here, rule 1, rule 2, rule 3, X to the negative A is equal to 1 over X to the A. Okay. Rule 4, X to the 0 is equal to 1. And finally, X to the A all to the B power is equal to X to the A times B. I hope that helps.